fucking lights are blinding.
Sabah right here in front of you. Big slot opening the card on CBS against another guy that fans have been clamoring for you to fight for a couple of years now. How excited are you for this matchup and this opportunity?
You'll see how excited I am on Saturday night. I'm gonna come all over the place. I'll fucking blow my load. I'm gonna fucking beat this guy's face in.
All right, I think we can end it right there. Brennan, obviously somebody that, like I said, fans have been kind of suggesting you guys meet up. When did he first come on your radar?
Social media, people, were coming onto my page, tagging him. I don't even know who these people are. Tagging me, talking shit, you know how people are, trolls. That's how it started. Then they started tagging me in his stuff. And I told my manager to make the fight happen. And it took a while to get it, but here we are. We got it.
And I think everybody knows what you bring to the cage, but for you, when you get matched up against a guy that kind of has that same reputation as you, just kind of goes in there and tries to produce violence, do you get more excited about a matchup like that than, say, I don't know, the guys you fought in the last couple fights?
Yeah, I love someone who shows up and comes to fight, someone who's going to meet me in the middle, and we're going to throw down. That's what I like.
We talked to Brennan a little while ago, and he was kind of saying, you guys kind of have that mutual respect with each other because you recognize the intensity and kind of the savage nature of your fighting style. Is that shared on your end as well?
Absolutely. You got to respect someone like Brennan Ward. He's got power in both his hands, and at the end of the day, I don't look past anybody. Anybody who's across the cage from me, I know I'm getting into a goddamn fight, and I'm going to be well prepared.
This fight has kind of been advertised as a bit of a car crash, just two guys going at it. I mean, is it going to live up to those expectations? Is it almost like difficult to kind of have that mentality? Like, do we see it leave the first round? Or all those things that are being said, is that what you think is going to happen in there?
Have you seen my fist connect on someone's face?
A few times now.
Then you should know the answer to that question. It's a goddamn car crash. That's what's going to happen.
Love it. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
What's up, Sabah over here? What can you tell me about your treatment in this promotion with Bellator? You're on a big spot in the main card, promotion's debut on CBS. Do you feel like they're putting you in big spots? Are you happy with what Bellator's been doing for you recently?
Absolutely, man. Bellator definitely takes care of me, and I appreciate everything they do for me. Happy to be a part of this organization. I just want to fight more. I'm in my prime right now. I fought twice a year these past 3 years. I need more than that. I'm not getting any younger. I'm getting older, and I want to climb the ladder. I want to put on great performances. I want to fight fights that people are going to come in and fight me. So, whatever matchup, I never ask for opponents besides Brennan Ward because they call. They tell my manager, hey, we got this opponent. I say yes before I even hear the name because it doesn't matter who I fight at the end of the day. I don't pick and choose my opponents. Anyone who wants to scrap, you want to scrap, let's go. We'll do the damn thing. So.
You've mentioned your manager a couple of times. How crucial is it in this game to have a manager like Brian, someone that will fly across the country on your birthday and surprise you? What can you tell me about how he's influenced you in your guys' relationship?
Man, it's past it's not really like he's more than a manager to me, but we've honestly built that relationship over the years. In the beginning, I probably just annoyed the shit out of him. I just constantly called him, constantly asked him, do we got any fights? We got any, anything, and over the years we built a great relationship, and I'll finish my career with him. I don't ever see myself leaving him. I mean, it's just the way he treats me, and not just me. It's all his fighters. Doesn't sugarcoat things, doesn't promise you things, and doesn't. He doesn't promise you one thing and doesn't meet those expectations. If he says he's going to do something, he's going to do it. And yeah, I mean that's just a relationship we have. He's not just my manager. He's a very good friend of mine.
I know you're fully focused on this bout ahead with Ward, but your boy Jamal Hill just secured a championship in another promotion. Johnny Eblin, your teammate, of course, middleweight champion of Bellator. Thiago Alves, BKFC. How far do you feel like you are from a potential title shot here with Bellator? Do you think maybe by the end of the year that might be within reach?
I mean, we'll see who's next. We'll see what happens after this. I take everything one fight at a time. If I start focusing on something else, I'm taking my mind off of what's ahead of me. And I don't like doing that, because as soon as I start thinking, okay, what's next, or who am I going to call out, or am I going to get a title shot by the end of the year? Right now, my teammate Yaroslav is the champion, and obviously, if it comes down to it and we have to fight each other, of course we will. And that's the only way that I'll fight a teammate. But I still have people ahead of me. I have Brennan Ward in front of me. I got to come out here and win in spectacular fashion. And then I want to crack the top 5 and go from there. But that's all I can say, and all I can look forward to right now is Brendan Ward. Put my attention and energy towards that.
And last one for me, I mentioned Thiago Alves. Of course, it's not the first time he's been here with you in your corner. It's been many times. But what can you tell me about him, how he's influenced you, and what it means to you to have him here with you on all these different fight weeks?
That man is a reason why I learned how to check kicks. And he's the reason why I kick the way I do. I've literally, when I came to Top Team, I was kind of starstruck, right, by all these guys that I used to watch on TV. And the first time I sparred with Thiago, man, he beat up my lead leg, beat up my rear leg. Like, I couldn't fucking walk straight for I don't know how long. And I told myself I'm never going to get kicked like that ever again. And I'm going to learn how to kick like that, man. And, we've been working together for years, and I love that guy, dude. He's the man. So he kind of molded me into who I am today himself as well, So not only was he's a champion and a great fighter himself, he's now one of my coaches, and I couldn't be happier. My brother.
Right here. How's it going, Sleek Chic?
Another day.
All right. How's California treating you?
It's California, man. It's beautiful out here. I love the scenery. I can see some goddamn mountains outside my window.
Got it. So having fought for Strikeforce with Nick Diaz on the card, Bobby Lashley, then fighting on the McGregor and Diaz 2 card, then fighting on the Aldo and Holloway 2 card. Now you're at Bellator fighting on the Bader vs. Fedor 2 card. How does that feel to be the first fight of the night, kicking off the new merger with CBS?
It feels great. I feel like everything is coming together, perfect timing. I feel like I was a bit of a late bloomer, but here I am. I'm stepping into the cage and I'm putting on great performances. So I'm just excited. I'm excited for Saturday night, man. Nothing but excitement. I'm excited to showcase my skills, and that's it.
To follow up on that, you got that right. Great performances. Your last 4 wins, you won every way possible. One by decision against Curtis Millender, one by a flying knee, one by a triangle choke, one by overhand right hand. What can we expect and what's next?
I don't ever predict how I finish fights. If I made the mistake, people learn from your mistakes, right? You see my record? I got plenty of blemishes on there. And I've learned from every single one of them. But that also made me who I am today.
Speaking of learning, it made you who you are today. Tell me about New Brunswick, New Jersey, and how that made you who you are today and the fighter you are today.
Man, honestly, I was born in New Brunswick. I lived in East Brunswick. I don't really remember much besides the neighborhood I grew up in and the elementary school I went to, because it was right down the road. But I grew up in South Florida. I moved down to Florida when I was about 9 years old. And then I also lived in Michigan for 3-4 years, and that's actually where I started my mixed martial arts career. So really, I consider South Florida my home.
Got you. It's 2023. If you could give yourself a new nickname, what would it be?
I got plenty of them. The Big Sabowski, Saba Ganoush. Shit, what else? What? Baklava, Sabaklava. There's a lot of them, man.
Got it. Can't wait to see your fight this week.
Right here. So you're such a calm confidence. Oh, what gives you your confidence going into the fight?
Do you see who I train with on a daily basis?
Exactly.
That's what gives me my confidence.
So having a corner like yours, you know, how does that push you, you know, to take your career to new heights?
You know, these guys in my corner, man, they're inspirations in my life, you know. You take a look at the success that they have inside and out of the cage, and that's what you thrive to be, right? You want to surround yourself with people that are successful, so you become successful, right? Because you're a product of your environment and who you surround yourself with. And you know, over the years, I built a relationship with these guys. These guys, these are my family. This is my family with me, you know, and we'll be together for a very long time.
So looking back at your career, what would you say was the biggest hurdle that you had to face, and how do you see, how did that affect your mindset going forward as far as, you know, chasing those belts and those titles, switching, you know, leagues? You know, how did that affect your decision making?
You know, the hurdles that I've had are, it's hard, you know, when you fall flat on your face in front of everybody and kind of start to like doubt yourself, and you know, it's hard. Everyone hits a rock bottom, right? But it's all about how you get back on your feet and what you do from there on out. But there's a lot of times that I was, you know, everyone's their hardest critic, you know. The only person who's going to be hard on yourself, harder than anyone else, is yourself. And you know, I'm very hard on myself, especially if I lose, and I take a look back and I dwell on it for a long time, and I make changes. I make the right changes that I have to make in order to improve. But I would say, like, every one of my losses was a kick to the dick to me. You know, I've lost to some people I shouldn't have lost to, and I've also lost to people that were better than me that night. But I'm not looking in the past. I'm looking what's ahead of me, and what's ahead of me to me is a very bright future, and I feel like I'm just gonna succeed. You know, I'm only gonna go up from here. The only way is going up.
Sabah, thank you.